Good evening. I think I want to go over some things that would make things real interesting for people to look into. This does take a little research to really understand what's going on, and it's understandable that people don't quite understand what's going on. We have President Trump in the Oval Office signing executive orders for everything to be straightened out. Remember, he is supposed to be cleaning up and revealing a lot of things that are happening that are not kosher in the government. Now, there's a possibility that he may be wrong, but I doubt it. This is why. A lot of money is being spent. We sent billions of dollars over to Ukraine. We have spent money supporting Israel because we have to support our allies as far as, defense is concerned. And defense is not cheap. So I understand that up to a certain extent. Because if we need allies, we want to be sure that they're there for us. Also, there's reasons why Israel is getting its support. I think that Israel needs the protection because people from Israel or Jewish people are considered a people that nobody likes for some reason. So they need protections because of discriminations from all over the world. They're pretty much equivalent to American black people over here in that respect. I hate to say that, but that's the way they're treated in my opinion, that nobody likes them. And they make up all kinds of reasons why. But we're not going to stay on that topic. I just know that Trump is going to continue to support Israel. Now, as far as his relations with Russia is concerned, I think we're trying to be very diplomatic and careful and walk on eggshells. And it should be, because some of these countries are nuked up. They have nuclear weapons. We don't want to set them off, and we don't want to start a third world war. Anyway, that's why I agree with some of the decisions that Trump has made and whatever support he's getting from the Congress or whatever else that are supposed to support him. Now, you have to remember when Obama made executive orders or wanted to do certain things, he claimed that Congress would not support him in doing anything. How is it that Trump is able to get these things passed and Congress isn't necessarily supporting him? Yes, Congress is mostly Republican, but that's besides the point. They can still stop any executive order. They can't just let him do anything he wants to do. So why is it that see, this is what the research needs. Why is it that Obama, for some reason, could use that as an excuse for not getting anything done that matters to the people, except LGBT, right to marriage, trying to go to other countries to reinforce that, which was not successful. Okay, he shouldn't have spent our tax dollars going over there trying to convince Kenyans to have a gay agenda. Okay, or any other African country. He better not go over to the Middle East doing that. They'll have his head, literally. Okay, now, the next thing. He did not do anything for the very people that voted him in office. How did he manage to get away with that? But the people that hate Trump, supposedly the people that hate Trump, he's getting stuff done for them. Okay? I mean, the very people that are speaking against him are actually benefiting from some of the decisions that are being made and so-called executive orders. Now, they say that everybody's fired because of Trump. Did you realize that I was laid off in Obama's second term? Wasn't he cleaning up too? Laying off a lot because they were in government-funded projects and they didn't want to spend the money anymore. We don't look into that, right? Do you know I was hired the year that Obama got into presidency because it was just a DEI thing? Because Obama became president, it was making that supervisor or whoever look good that they hired me to come in. But they still discriminated against me. They still had microaggressions. And the interesting thing about it is I don't look like the people that they were discriminating against that much. So they could get away with it. You understand? No, I don't think a lot of people do understand. If you're an ambiguous looking person, they can discriminate against you for anything. They can discriminate against you for anything. And that you can't go to the office and say, well, they're discriminating against me because I'm this, that, or the other. Because they could say they didn't know. Because it's not obvious. Now, I know that's a personal problem of mine. I get it. But this was during the Obama years, y'all. So, yeah, I'm in for Trump, baby. That's right. You see this thing here? You see that? Fight. When they tried to shoot him, I'm sure there's a lot of those people out there that regret that he did get in office. You know why? Because he was cheating the people all along anyway. When it comes to Zelensky, you have to understand, Zelensky, I did some research on Zelensky. Okay, I had to know who he was. He was born into a privileged life where his parents had artistic, well, one of his parents is a physician and one of his parents is an artist. So yes, he's going to have some eclectic exposures to culture, to art, to music and dance. And he had a whole lot of things going on to make him the person that he is. But he's also a married man, supposedly. And he's not gay, I don't think. But if you saw some of his dancing routines, you would have to question, why would a man want to dance like that? But you have to understand, in the European culture, ballet is, and not modern dance, ballet is very common for both men and women. In Russia they have ballet. France, they even have a German ballet. And I guess British, they have the ballet. Everybody has the ballet. Even the Italians have the ballet. But what's interesting is the men are also trained in this art, and they do a very good job. And they're very strong and very, very well physique, very beautiful physiques. However, art means you'll do anything that, that represents art. And that can be changing your identity look. You're not going to be who you really are. You're going to be what that role is supposed to be. Now, personally, I find it disturbing to look at him dancing that way. Zelensky dancing in his routines. And then he's supposed to rule a country. With all the rest of the leaders out here, they're not going to be dancing around in tights and high heels. Sorry, they're just not going to do it. So, at any rate, I think it's a turnoff. I just do. I would not marry a man who did things like that, even if it was for art's sake. He has to have a different art mode. I'm sorry. Be a drummer, be a saxophonist, be a pianist, whatever he wants, but he cannot be effeminate. I don't like effeminate men. Not for me. Now, if they want to be effeminate in their own personal lives or whatever, I'll treat them just like I treat everybody else. I don't really care. But they will not be my mate. I don't date or marry. I don't want to marry an effeminate man. And there's a lot of things I don't like about men if they're effeminate. Like, for instance, with this situation with Trump and Zelensky, that kind of brought to my attention that he was not handling himself like a world leader. Now, maybe people beg to differ from me, but a world leader isn't going to sit there and disrespect the very people that are funding their war. If he didn't have that money from us, they'd be squashed by the Russians by now. Either that or they got to give up their territory. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm in agreement with Trump and Vance. And actually, they still want to help Ukraine. They had to give Zelensky a little spanking in the office. But they are still helping Ukraine. They are separating him and his stupidity from the people in Ukraine, which is good. I think that's very intelligent of them to go ahead and separate that. That shows that they're behaving as men and not being emotional about it. You understand? Because if they were emotional about it like him, they would probably hold it against him, not help him, don't try to blame everybody around him, even his own people. But they say, no, this is not a problem with his country, it's a problem with him. So we're just going to, give him his spanking, make sure that he recognizes who is who around here, and have some daggone respect so his people won't be suffering. Have enough respect and enough unselfishness in your life to do what's best for your own people, not for your ego. So I hope that message resonates and he sits his little tail down somewhere and save his emotional reactions for his dancing. Okay.
What did you say about his tail?
I didn't ask about the tail yet. I have to send him a message and a picture. There's a tail problem with my dog. See, I'm going to show you what it is. See, he's got this tail. See, that's got I think it's just a growing thing. We have a new baby in the house, y'all. He's quite a character, and we love him dearly. But at any rate, I will get back to the subject at hand because I don't want to keep you too long. Have faith in the process. It seems painful because a lot of people are losing their jobs and all that. But let me tell you something. I lost my job when Obama was president. A whole lot of people were laid off because of Obama. You may not want to remember that, but it's true. It's not the end of the world because people were laid off. They can get another job. So trust the process. I'll get back with you updates. Thank you for listening.